Let's see. We are live. We are live. Does anybody out there see us? That's what I want to know. Can they see us? I'm just waiting to see myself live on the screen, which I am. And there's nobody there yet. So, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you watching this on video, I'm just wasting a few seconds before the show begins, before we get some live human beings. It's only just turned the hour, and the people that are watching this are notoriously late. Of course, they're the Americans out there. The English people are already here. They just are pretending not to be watching. But we will begin in a few seconds. So if you're watching this on video, you can admire my hat. It's from Tommy Bahama. You can admire that wonderful Mingle Mocktail badge. If you're lucky enough, you might get one. And we have somebody watching, and that means that there's more than one person watching. So, hello, person who's watching, whoever you are, and I bet I know who you are. But anyway, let me just say to one and all that this is time for Silverstone Live, and what that means is we have to open professionally. The only way I know how. So, Charlie, or whatever your name is, roll the tape.
Hello, I'm Philip Silverstone. What exactly does that mean? Stick around, and over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you.
You need to meet our next guest, Mr. Philip Silverstone. How nice to meet you.
Hello. Does that ever get old? Does that ever get old, me saying hello to Gabby, Roslyn, and Lionel Blair, the Lionel Blair, the great Lionel Blair, on a morning show that's long gone from the UK. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, or ladies and germs, whatever you want me to call you, welcome to Silverstone Live on Facebook, with the recorded videos available here on my Facebook page and on my YouTube channel immediately after the live show. Each week, as you know, I have to tell you, because you're all very old and you're losing your mind. Every week I cover fashion, wine, music, theatre, film, and anything else that floats my boat, and hopefully your boat doesn't sink when I do that. Please post your thoughts and comments during this live show. I will remind you again that today there's a special reason as well. Below this live stream, not if you're watching the video version, because we're not here anymore. But if you're watching the live show, post your comments below this stream. And my guest and I, we have a special guest, my guest and I will respond to as many as possible in the next hour. Today's guest is on the show because I applaud what she has accomplished in such a short space of time, and especially because she's making summer soirees and year-round social and business gatherings and meetings less intimidating for people who choose not to drink alcoholic beverages. Laura Taylor is the self-titled Chief Mingle Officer at Mingle Sparkling Mocktails, the company she founded less than 18 months ago. Mingle Mocktails, folks, Mingle Mocktails are a premium handcrafted, non-alcoholic alternative to the traditional cocktail, using natural and organic and botanical ingredients. They're gluten-free, vegan-friendly, non-GMO, and less than 40 calories per serving. Before I welcome Laura onto today's show, let's run her introductory video. Oh, I almost hiccup there. That's because I've already sampled some of her drinks, and they're not alcoholic. I still hiccup. Let's run her introductory video, and don't forget, folks, the weekend starts right now.
Hi, my name is Laura Taylor, and I'm the founder of Mingle Sparkling Mocktails. I lead an active life, both personally and professionally. My days are filled with business meetings, kids' sports activities, and neighborhood gatherings. 2 years ago, I made the decision to give up alcohol, and it was a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. Those events I attend regularly, the sales conferences and cocktail parties, alcohol is just part of the routine. And same in my neighborhood community, whether it's going to a girls' night or a barbecue, cocktails are commonplace, and sometimes saying no was met with questioning looks or comments. Those situations left me feeling a little out of place and not part of the group. It didn't help that my only options were soda or water. And that...
You know, I'm stopping this a minute, and I'm going to ask my guest, who is listening, to sit very quietly, because apparently it's picking up the sound. She's getting all her bottles and everything together. So I am, and since we've got more people watching now, I am going, and this is live, and it's on Facebook, and it's on Skype as Facebook, which means they haven't got their act together as well as we'd like. And it does pick up background sounds, which I never told my guests, so it's my fault entirely. I am going, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who just joined us, to introduce you to Laura Taylor, who's going to sit very quietly in her remote studio. Why did I do this again?
Hi, my name is Laura Taylor, and I'm the founder of Mingle Sparkling Mocktails. I lead an active life, both personally and professionally. My days are filled with business meetings, kids' sports activities, and neighborhood gatherings. 2 years ago, I made the decision to give up alcohol, and it was a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. Those events I attend regularly, the sales conferences and cocktail parties, alcohol is just part of the routine. And same in my neighborhood community, whether it's going to a girls' night or a barbecue, cocktails are commonplace, and sometimes saying no was met with questioning looks or comments. Those situations left me feeling a little out of place and not part of the group. It didn't help that my only options were soda or water. And that's what inspired me to create Mingle Mocktails. Mingle is for anyone who gives up drinking for the night, a week, or as a lifestyle choice, but still wants to feel special and part of the occasion. It was very important to me that Mingle does 3 things. First, it offers a new choice. Secondly, it's a healthy, low-calorie, high-quality beverage made only with natural and organic ingredients. And third, it's in premium packaging, so you know you're getting something special. So please, try my handcrafted Mingle Mocktails, and I'm sure you'll agree, any time is a time to mingle.
Well, I'm ready to mingle now, and I'm ready to bring on board. There she is. Look at that. Look at that beautiful lady. That's because she drinks her own stuff. Hello, Laura.
Hi, Philip. How are you this evening?
I am fine. Pauline out there on Mars or wherever. I forget where you are, Pauline. Sorry. Can you hear me okay now? I adjusted a few things this end. Hopefully you can. That's the beauty of Facebook. You can just let me know, Pauline, if you can hear me. She can hear you all right. You were banging around there while I'm playing your video.
So sorry.
On you. Anyway, let me do a few things before we get started here. Let's just put up Laura's name, her company name, my name, and now we are in business. I know you're in the UK, Pauline. I know you're in the UK. It's not your fault. And by the way, that idea about putting up the Donald Trump balloon when he comes over looking like a baby in diapers, brilliant. Totally brilliant. Totally brilliant. Laura, let's start with a couple of really difficult questions, all right? I like to start my guests off with really difficult questions. What was, and this is very serious, what was more of a challenge for you, completing the Chicago Marathon or starting Mingle Mocktails?
Oh, boy, that's a great question. I would say starting Mingle Mocktails. And I did do the marathon when it was like 85 degrees, so that says a lot. Yeah, it was
hard. And you finished it.
I did finish it with a pretty decent time, no less.
I know that. I was there. I was watching you. You just didn't see me at the time. I was watching you run it. You went to university in a very popular wine-growing region of California, which not everyone knows, but it's called San Luis Obispo. I was there a couple of years ago. But what you're doing now doesn't remotely fit in with West Coast wine or your major in industrial engineering. I know there was marketing in there as well. was that really and truly a well-spent education?
Well, absolutely. I loved my college experience, and looking back on where I started in terms of my education and where I've spent my career, I feel like it's really prepared me to launch this business, because I'm coming at it with a good business background and also a good consumer background. So I'm using all sorts of different tools and flexing all sorts of muscles that I've used in different parts of my life. So I feel like I've got a good background to do this.
Let me just go back to Pauline. Pauline, you're absolutely right. When I was lowering the sound before, because I am the technician here, when I was lowering my guest sound, I actually got visually dyslexic, and I lowered my sound. So now you should hear me loud and clear. And if you can't, open your plug holes, wash them out or something. And Rubina, I don't want to hear it. You're in Scotland. You're in Trump Golfland. Rubina, you can hear me fine now, so be quiet. Behave. I got a guest here. Let me get back to my guest, Laura. You previously had a very high-powered position in the computer industry, and I believe, if I remember what I read correctly, that at some point you watched trends and statistics to some extent. And if so, did that expertise in any way influence your decision to develop Mingle Mocktails, finding like an area that you felt came together on paper?
It's a great question, Philip. Actually, what I've learned is I'm pretty disciplined. Before I jumped all in, I did do research to determine if mocktails were even trending. And so there wasn't any data I was working with day to day, but I knew I had to ensure that what I wanted to do actually made sense in the industry. And I found 2 or 3 things just coming together. One is mocktails are trending. It's a term that may not have been popular a couple years ago, but it's gaining momentum. 2, people are seeking better for you options. You know, everybody wants something a little healthier, a little lighter, a little more low calorie. And the third thing is, I just lost my train of thought, but I know it was
everybody wants something low calorie. Everybody, mocktails weren't trending. I'm listening to you.
Yeah,
do you want me to play it back?
The last point is, when I looked at the beverage industry in particular, if you think what's happened with things like coconut water and cold brew coffee, there's this emergence of very specific beverages that didn't exist before that are now commonplace. And I hope to bring that forward with the mocktail segment, that, you know, what I'm starting here, there are other similar beverages, but we will actually create an emerging segment, and Mingle Mocktails will be the category king of that segment. That's my vision.
Category queen, I have to correct.
Yes.
Category queen. Ladies and germs, please post questions or comments during this live chat, and Laura will respond to them. I haven't got a clue what your questions mean, because it's all about drinking safely and enjoying all of these wonderful drinks. We are going to be tasting all 4 of them. I have poured myself some delicious concoctions here, thanks to Laura. And in a moment, we'll be tasting the 4 products her company produces. I've got to, Laura, while we're getting more people joining us here, and okay, we've established everyone can hear us now. So think about some questions, even in Scotland, even in England, even in California, because I want to show Laura that we can ask her questions, because my questions are really, I mean, they suck. So I need your questions. I want to ask Laura a music question, and I want to ask you, Laura, and this is just subjective, but would you agree with me that the best damn song ever written and recorded by the Killers was Run for Cover?
I love that song. I just saw them in concert, actually.
I know you did. I was there. I saw you there as well. I've been following you everywhere.
I'm a big fan of the song Rut as well, and I think it's called I'm the Man. There's some pretty neat songs that they do. Big fan.
I know this is totally off of what we're talking, but I think that this is one of the best some of the best lyrics I've ever read. I've got to share this with the audience. They don't know who the killers are. They should do. What have you gathered to report to your progenitors? Are your excuses any better than your senators? He held a conference and his wife was standing by his side. He did her dirty, but no one died. I love that. I love that. And the other question I got to ask you, just so you know I've done my research, but also because you and I have a lot of things that we like. One of the things that we both like is doggies. And your company has its own mascot. So I am going to show everyone a photo of your mascot right now. This is Mingle's mascot. It's Miss. Where are you going? You can't leave dead space. You're picking up your mascot. Here she comes, folks. This is the beauty of live. She's oh, look at that. Let me show them I've got to show them the photograph first. Okay. There's Maggie, Mingle's mascot. That's a mouthful. And this is Maggie. What breed is Maggie?
She's a King Charles Cavalier.
King Charles Cavalier. So she dates back to about the 1500s, I would think.
Yeah, she's a great dog, and she's a lovely Mingle mascot.
Look at her. She's gorgeous. She's gorgeous. Okay, well, we covered that. And anyone tuning in now, this is not about dogs. It's about my guest's mascot. Isn't that wonderful? And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, we have a competition today. You are going to win a T-shirt. We have a competition. You have to win a T-shirt today. So you better start writing in and listening and everything else. I will tell you this, and I don't want you to give me the answer now, and even my guest doesn't know the answer, but it's staring you in the face on this very Facebook page. So don't tell me now. I'll tell you when to post your answer, and whoever gets the answer right gets a T-shirt, and we'll get it to you in your side. She's so lovely. Are you talking about my guest or her little dog? I think you're talking about her little dog. Wait a minute. Lovely. No, Rabina says that I'm lovely. No, she's talking about Laura, let's get back to why you're here. I know you stopped drinking about, at this point, I would say it's probably close to 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. What was the genesis of Mingle Mocktails, and how did you decide on the natural ingredients which are used in the production of these drinks? And I know that you've got things like real fruit juices, organic cane sugar, botanical blends, ginger, hibiscus, melon, cranberry, etc., etc. I'm just, there's a big blank spot there for me. How did this come about?
Yeah, so I'll just be quite open and honest. I've got nothing to hide. I was drinking too much. I was in a career where I did a lot of entertaining. I attended a lot of cocktail receptions and business conferences. And I went on a bit of a juice cleanse to kind of clear things out and stop drinking and felt worlds better. And took a look at my diet and what was going on with me and thought, I think I'm going to not drink. And so when I did that, it was an immediate change of perception when I went to, I live in a drinky neighborhood. Nothing's wrong with that, but when you go over to a girls' night a few doors down and everybody's popping open the wine, I noticed right away that there was really nothing for me other than soda or water. And the final straw was when I went to a Super Bowl party and had a 2-liter jug of seltzer by the end of the game. I know that only because when I went back to get more, it was empty, and I looked around. I was the only one drinking it, and I thought, I don't even like seltzer. So when I decided to do something about it, I really was keen on developing something that I would want to drink and that is not bad for me. It's more delightful and refreshing and sophisticated. So I had to develop something that was low calorie, made with natural and organic ingredients, and that was sophisticated and refreshing. And that's how I came up with Mingle Mocktails.
And you blended, tasted all kinds of different ingredients until you got the sort of flavors that you felt were going to be generally enjoyable to palates all over the place.
Yeah, and I'll just show everybody the first bottle. I don't know if you can see that, is the Cranberry Cosmo. This one is near and dear to my heart.
Let me, excuse me for 1 minute. I'm going to put a photo up of it. I'm so organized here. You know I can do that.
You're wonderful.
There it is, the Cranberry Cosmo. We're going to taste it in a minute, but say what you were going to say. I interrupted you. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
Sure, no problem. I have a 14-year-old daughter, and she was 13 at the time. I said I wanted to make a fancy mocktail, so I gathered all these different ingredients: cranberry juice, fresh lime. I juiced some fresh orange juice, tried all sorts of concoctions in our kitchen, and created the Cranberry Cosmo on the spot. So that was the beginning of my inspiration. And actually, when I developed that drink, I was on the verge of going to a girls' weekend in the Poconos Mountains, which is just outside of Philadelphia, a couple hours. And I knew there'd be a lot of day drinking, nothing wrong with that. But I wanted something for me. So I actually made this batch of Cranberry Cosmo that you see Philip there holding up. It tastes as good as it looks. And it was so cool because by 1 o'clock, people were popping their corks and drinking their wine or even normal Cosmos. I whipped out my Cranberry Cosmo and just felt so socially connected. Oh, my goodness. Well, that's my
Hey, now, let's see if we can do this. You have to go to your right. No, maybe your left. I'm not sure. But let's see if we can do something magical and clink. You got a glass or are you drinking it out the bottle? Let's clink glasses. Hang on. Here we go. Hang on.
Okay.
We're clinking. Okay, let's taste this now. Folks, you can drink vicariously through the camera.
Mm.
The first thing I noticed when I opened the bottles before we started live was the perfume. But
I love it.
Oh. Now, what is it primarily that I'm tasting in this?
It's cranberry and lime. There's actually just a touch of orange juice to give it a little more of a citrus kick, but the flavors are so clean and simple. Organic cane sugar to give you a little sweetness, cranberry and lime to give you like a citrusy crispness, and it's lightly sparkling, so it's less carbonated than soda, but effervescent, so you have a nice mouthfeel.
Yeah, I apologize because there's no way I could do this and do this at the same time. So I opened these a little while ago, and so the sparkle's gone. But what I love when you open them all is the effervescence that you would, especially the one we're going to have after this, where you pour it into a champagne flute. This has got such a nice summery flavor, really well chilled. I think that, I'm treating this as I would a wine feature, and I would say that if you're having a barbecue, I see no reason why you can't have this. If you want it beforehand, that's fine. But because there isn't any alcohol in it, you could almost add fruit to it, make it into a non-alcoholic punch, and have it with chicken that you have on the grill. I think that would be fabulous. I also think we should mention that your 4 selections, all of which we're going to be tasting in the coming minutes, they're $8.99 a bottle, and a Mingle Mocktails 4-pack, which is a mixed case, is $35. Now these are available if the people watching this are in the Philadelphia area. There are a number of stores in the main line area, and you can go to Laura's website, which is on the screen and which will also be underneath this show's video, so you can have a direct link. But you can go onto the website and you can order this. It's not alcohol, so it can be shipped anywhere in the United States. What I would say, and I hope Laura doesn't get annoyed with me for saying this, but I've done this with people where it's legal with wine. If you are planning to come to the United States and what you see today is of interest to you, all you have to do is order it from Laura, tell her to send it. You've got to pay for it first. Tell her to, and this is a marketing idea I'm throwing out. I hope she agrees to it. Tell her the hotel you're staying and when you're staying there, and she can send it to the hotel and say that you're a guest arriving on such and such. Even put your reservation number on it. There's a million ways you can get hold of this stuff. But for people that are watching this in Australia, in the UK, in some people in China, I don't care where you are, you're coming to the States, anywhere in the United States, just order it from Laura and give her the hotel. I also want to make an announcement which I made online. This is not an infomercial. Sometimes a program such as this could come across as an infomercial. I have no involvement with Laura whatsoever, or with her, with her personally or her company. Her husband and my wife are watching this. So, it's I introduce musicians, I introduce fashion designers, I introduce actors, whoever, to the audience out there, because I think they deserve to have the spotlight on them. The fact that I'm telling you how to get it is no different than me telling you at the end of a show where we've got a new musician and I tell you can go to iTunes to buy it. So this is not an infomercial. I'm not getting any commission for this. I did get a few nice bottles, I have to say that, so I saved myself $35. So today I made $35. We have a competition today, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to say this right now. If you post the answer now, you will not win. I will tell you when to post the answer. Laura is going to send you a T-shirt. Now, Laura agreed to send the T-shirt anywhere in the United States. I will extend that to anywhere in the world, and she'll get it to me and I'll get it to you. Tom! Oh, Laura, I'm so sorry. I have a man who I love dearly, and I am so glad he's here. I'll come back to the competition in a minute, folks. Tom McGarve is here. Laura, I want you to tell Tom now that when you and I met for coffee yesterday and you gave me the bottles, I mentioned Tom to you, and I told you that the two of you could live side by side on this planet because he represents a wine from the winery in California. What's the name of the wine? Tom, I want you to know that I was really talking about you yesterday. Can you remember the name of it? Free. And I said to you, my oldest friend, who I'm going to say this, I love him dearly. He's a good friend, Tom. He has a wine called Free. I think you still work with the same winery, right, Tom? I forget. You're so old. I forget. You might be in a wheelchair. I know it's free. You don't have to tell me what it's called. It's free. You don't have to pay for it. They stick it on the shelf. They can't give it away. That's why it's called Free. No, but I said to you yesterday, Laura, you do mocktails. Tom's company, which is Trinquero, which are the Sutter Home people, they do Free. You can live side by side with each other. And Tom, I think he keeps typing the name of everything. I don't need hints from you, Tom. I know more about you than you do. Tom and you should meet because I think his company should buy up your company for $1 billion. And anyway, let me go back to the competition before Tom rudely interrupted me. Folks, I don't want to know the answer now, but you're going to get a T-shirt, whether you're in Scotland, whether you're in England, whether you're in Australia, whether you're in the United States of Trump. You're going to get, I keep thinking I'm on Fox Television. I don't know why. Anyway, the competition is you're going to get the T-shirt, and I need to know today's secret word. That's all. At the end of the show, I'm going to ask you to post it. I don't want it now. If you give it to me now, you don't win. At the end of the show, I want the secret word. And if you happen to be a regular of this show, you might just want to check out my website, this website that you're on right now, because the secret word is staring you in the face. The secret word will get you a T-shirt. You've got some recipes for turning the mocktails into even more lavish cocktails. Is the website the only place to find these recipes? Because I noticed the chef has been doing a bit of nifty stuff, Laura, with your drinks.
Yeah. Well, if people do purchase them online, I do have a little card which outlines how to make any of these mocktails into cocktails. Now, I personally don't drink, but I'm all about fostering inclusivity. What I love about Mingle is nobody knows what's in your glass except you. So whether you have a Cosmo just alone as Mingle or mixed with vodka, it's up to you. But anybody who entertains a lot, they can serve it alone and allow their guests to spike it up if they want to make a skinny cocktail. So I do provide recommendations online, as well as in a little flyer that I include in shipments, which say for a melon mojito, I recommend garnishes like mint and lime and maybe some melon balls. But you can add a little rum if you'd like to make it a skinny cocktail.
And that doesn't defeat the purpose of the product in any way?
Yeah, I think that's... some people may find it offensive who are very adamant about sobriety. I live a sober lifestyle, but it doesn't mean I tell people what to do and how to have things themselves. What I love about Mingle is it gives anyone a choice. If you're looking to lower your caloric intake, have a little healthier option, and whether or not you want to have alcohol, it's really up to you. But for me, I love it because it's a premium non-alcoholic option, which also happens to make a lovely mixer.
I want to ask you another question along this line, and then we've got to taste something. Is that you making that noise? Is that your doggy?
That's Maggie the mascot.
Oh, that's okay. I was beginning to think you probably had something bad for lunch. But anyway, over the years, Laura, I've got myself into very deep doo-doo when I discuss teenagers and drink. But, as you know, I grew up in the UK where the drinking age was, 3. No, it was on a par with being enlisted to fight for your country. Can you see any reason why Mingle Mocktails couldn't be served at a Sweet 16 party without an angry mob telling us this will lead to stronger drinks in later years or sooner? Have you thought about that?
Absolutely. And the answer is no, it's not a gateway beverage. It's been served at bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs. I've sold it to country clubs who have created a premium kiddie cocktail menu so that adults aren't giving their kids soda. They're giving them a low-calorie, all-natural beverage. So to me, the way I have positioned Mingle is it's up to the parents to position whatever they want their kids to drink. And it looks like a sophisticated bottle of wine because I want adults to know that they are having something special, but it doesn't say, hey, this is going to convert you to an alcoholic drinker.
No, okay, well, that's exactly what I'd hoped. I think perhaps they shouldn't take out the cigars, but just stick with that. I'm thirsty again. I want to now try, but before I do, I'm going to play a video. I want to try the Mingle Blackberry Hibiscus Bellini, but Laura has a video which I'd like to show you. So here's the Mingle Blackberry Hibiscus Bellini. Laura, no movement in the background or we won't hear this thing.
Okay, yes, sir. The only movement was my dancing.
I saw you dancing on my monitor. Well, I won't get into that TMI.
All right.
Okay.
Are we doing the Blackberry Hibiscus Bellini?
Yes. Oh, wait a minute. I got a picture of it. Hang on a second. I've got everything going here. There we go. There's the Blackberry Hibiscus Bellini, and because it's a Bellini, we're putting it in a sparkling wine glass. What am I doing with this? Why is it... Oh, that's the one there. Okay, there it is. So, cheers again. Hey, we've both got fruit in our glasses. We've both got the same glasses, yeah. Chink, chink. I mean, we could do what we did before, but that gets a bit boring. So I got a strawberry in mine, and I got a couple of... What are these things called? Blueberries. Here we go.
Lovely. And I did blackberries and raspberries. Any fresh berry makes this even more special.
This is... I won't lie, I've had it before. The bottle's open. I've had it before. This is fabulous. And I like the fruit in it because it does add an additional level of flavor.
I love that I love my own beverages. They are really delightful.
I can hear how much you love them. Yeah. That is delicious. So what we have here is we have blackberry, we have hibiscus. What else have you thrown into the mix there? Can you remember? Or you just...
No, that's it. It's just organic cane sugar. And, something I'd like to call out is you can have a whole bottle of blackberry, hibiscus, Bellini, or any of the Mingle Mocktails, and it's less calories than a can of soda. So it really is something light and refreshing, and it won't weigh you down. So I love that I can polish off a whole bottle throughout the course of the evening and feel fantastic inside and out.
Yeah, they are very refreshing. Here we are on a day when it's about 90 degrees Fahrenheit, for those of you that speak in new money. I won't lie, underneath the lights I have in the studio here, actually all I have on is clothes on the top, nothing else, because I'm so hot, but that's TMI. I think we should warn expectant mothers something here. That if they don't want to let their friends know that they're pregnant, they should take note of the Style Chronicles blog, which Alex and Kim put out, which I'm sure you're familiar with, because both women were at a launch party for a fragrance collection in a private home where I'm sure you were pouring the Mingle Mocktails that were being served. They both enjoyed a drink or two, but on this, alcoholic drinks, or three, they enjoyed their alcoholic libations. But on this occasion, Alex passed on the drink, but when she realized and was told it was non-alcoholic, she immediately changed her mind, and then Kim sussed her out immediately. So mingle with care. If you don't want to let the baby out of the bag, be careful when you're selecting Mingle. Am I right, Laura?
You are right. It's a fabulous application, though. People who are expecting or nursing, it's a nice alternative for those gals. Yeah,
it certainly is. I'd like to see the look on their mother-in-law's face. Well, mothers-in-law, if I'm talking plural about the expectant mothers, when they see them lift a martini glass with a beverage in it, and they're about to give birth, and they're going to flip out and say, I told you not to marry her. And that's my Monty Python voice. So that could be fun, actually. You could have a bit of fun with this, in front of your mother-in-law if you're not too happy with her, or father-in-law. I want to taste the Moscow Mule. Let me give everyone a photograph of the Moscow Mule. There's the Moscow Mule. That gives me an opportunity to reach over. And I hope you've noticed here, you told me the glassware that this should be served in. I hope this one is acceptable to you. If I
Fantastic.
Yes.
I went the more traditional route with a mug. Fun, beautiful copper mug.
They sell those at Starbucks,
Oh, do they?
Yeah, but it says Starbucks on it. So you're going to have it in a copper mug. Cheers again.
Cheers.
This is the melon mojito, right? No, the Moscow Mule, excuse me. This is the Moscow Mule. And...
So it's ginger and lime. Something about the Moscow Mule, if people don't know, a Moscow Mule is typically made with ginger beer, lime, vodka, and a sprig of mint. So this is a lighter take on that because ginger beer has over 160 calories. I love ginger beer, but it is extremely sugary. So with the Mingle Moscow Mule, you can just have, again, the whole bottle and feel pretty great. Makes a nice skinny cocktail too if you want to have a light Moscow Mule with vodka.
I love ginger. I love ginger beer. And but it's a good balance. It could, in a drink like this, overwhelm it. Maybe because it's a more natural ginger beer. I mean, you didn't put Seagram's in this, did you?
I did not.
No, because if it was Seagram's, it might overwhelm it. You recently, shame on you. You recently attended the very elite, excuse me when I stick my nose up in the air, Les Dames d'Escoffier's annual Women in Food reception. So how do those ladies who quaff feel about Mingle Mocktails?
I had a lot of support. So this is a women's network of people in the food and beverage and hospitality industry. I was so happy that I was warmly embraced. People actually asked to be served Mingle Mocktails, and they were looking into hosting an event that featured Mingle. And I met some really nice individuals, some of which that don't drink at all, and said, this is a great thing for us. So it was a really neat event, really neat.
Well, I'm glad about that, because when I read that, and as you can see, I did a little bit of research on you, and but there's not too much dirt out there on you. It's a shame. You lived a very clean life. How boring. How boring for you.
Relieved. I'm actually relieved. I wouldn't know what you'd find on me.
I saw a photo of you and your family, and I think your husband's probably got a lot out there about him, because he looks like what's your husband's name?
His name is George.
George, hello George. You look like a lad, George. You and I should go out for a few mocktails together, eh? What? Say no more. What's your? Because this is always interesting to me. When somebody sets up a company, they have an idea of what it is that they ultimately plan on doing with the company, and I was just pondering over this, and I was curious. Your company must have a mission and a vision, which I assume you read every morning to remind yourself not to get carried away. Can you tell us briefly what your company's, what the mission and the vision for your mocktails is, Laura?
It's simply to provide a delightful beverage experience whenever alcohol is served, so everybody feels part of the occasion. And that is the core of the business. There's an underserved community. 30% of Americans don't drink. I'm not sure how that falls out in UK or Australia. I'm sure those individuals could share that with me. But in the United States, there's a huge population of folks that don't drink, and I know for a fact they don't sit at home on the weekends. So this is something for them to feel part of the party, socially connected. That's the true mission of Mingle Mocktails.
And very few of the people who watch us do actually participate in the show. They talk to each other, and then we have other people like a bloke by the name of Colin Cameron, who always arrives about 45 minutes late. Now it's about 11:15 p.m. So he just got back from the pub and he's just joined us. Thank you, Colin. Lovely to see you with 15 minutes left. Glad you could make it tonight. You've missed everything. Look at Laura here. She's got everything going for her. Everything. She showed us her lovely little dog. We've shown you. You'll have to watch the video about it. We've tasted some of her non-alcoholic drinks. You've missed the whole bloody thing. So I'm going to be watching you. You're going to have to watch this show back. But welcome, Colin. If you've got any questions in the remaining moments, we've still got some time of anything we'll say. But stop all saying hello, Colin. He's late. Ignore him, please. World Cup football. England's not playing till tomorrow, so it's not important, the World Cup football. Anyway, let me just also mention that the perfect situations for your mocktails. I mean, there are so many things. There's the work event where you don't drink and you're out with the boss or your employees if you're the boss. There's the pregnancy we've already discussed, the social gatherings. I know how difficult it is. It's intimidating for a lot of people to sit through a social engagement, a social gathering, and just sip. And we've touched on this. Sip on a soda. So here is an opportunity, especially if it's a BYOB. Nobody really knows what you're bringing in, except you'll say, I'm keeping it to myself. I'm very greedy. I'm not sharing it with any of you. But ideally, the more restaurants that carry this product, the more people can fit in with their buddies. So your job, Laura, before I next see you, is to make sure that this is in every restaurant on the planet. Are you going to do that?
I'm working on it, one restaurant at a time.
Oh, you've got to work on more than one at a time.
I know. Well, hopefully some of your community members can help me with that.
Yes, I think so. I don't drink, but I still love going out and having fun. Well, I didn't say you shouldn't have fun, Rabina. Neither have said you shouldn't have fun. We're just saying that there are some people. Look, Rabina, we saw what clothes you wore last week, and they're fabulous. You don't have any problem blending in with people, but there are a lot of people who aren't as fortunate as you, Rabina, who feel. Especially people who have just started at a company. Maybe somebody's just taken a new job and they don't want to go out and worry that they're going to have people talk about them behind their backs. Not that they should, but believe me, I've had a few experiences this week which shows me that people can be pretty nasty. And that was in a parking lot near where I live. I'll tell you about it next time I see you. I'm still thirsty. We've got one left here. We got let me put a picture up. Let me put a picture up here of the, what is the last one we're having? Isn't it the cranberry Cosmo?
No, we started with that.
We started with it. This is the melon mojito.
Yes.
Yes, that's right. Why did I say cranberry cocktail? You know why? These drinks have gone to my head already.
Maybe you mixed them and forgot.
Hey, what do you think if you don't tell somebody there's no alcohol in this? Do you think mentally you can become intoxicated thinking there's alcohol in a drink?
Oh, boy, that sounds like a scientific experiment for me to pilot.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's something I should try.
I say that the 4 drinks I've had tonight have been extraordinary. Okay, so this, oh my God. You definitely, let me just see if I have anything. No, I don't have anything down here that tells me what's in it. But you've definitely squeezed, I don't know how to say this without laughing. Please forgive me, Laura. You don't know me well enough. The audience does. Forgive me. I was going to say you've obviously squeezed some melons into this, but there's no way I can say that without it sounding...
But you just did.
I said it, yeah. Anyway, you've clearly squeezed some of that fruit into this. What are you eating?
Oh, I garnished mine with some melon balls. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, I like that, yeah. I have some melon balls here. I didn't think about that. So.
Oh. Yeah, so this is the melon mojito. It's melon and mint with a tiny touch of lime, and when I pulled out the rum from the mojito, I needed to add something else, and I went with the melon because this is inspired by my spring break vacations in the Bahamas, where I'd always have virgin mojitos by the beach, unfortunately loaded with lots of sugar.
Yeah.
And I thought, boy, it would be fun to have a lighter version of that. And I went back down to the Bahamas with the melon mojito, and it was fantastic. It just exudes island retreat. It's very fresh and islandy. It just really kind of whisks you away.
I have a friend who's also a friend on our podcast, who owns the oldest ice cream company in the United States, possibly in the world, called Bassett's Ice Cream. And Michael Strange, he's a Bassett. He's just got a strange name, and I don't know why it's not Bassett. But anyway, Michael and I were always talking about different combinations, and there's got to be a way that certain Bassett's ice cream, or any ice cream for that matter, he's not watching, so I can say any ice cream, certain ice cream would go with some of these mocktails. I think they might be fun summer companions. I think something perhaps like a vanilla ice cream, a boring, plain, but rich, creamy vanilla ice cream with one of these. I would probably have it with this one.
That sounds rather decadent. Top it with a little berries. That does sound fun.
Why can't we be decadent?
We can.
We can.
Sure.
Not part of the clique. Sorry, they're talking to themselves again. I like the buzz that alcohol gives you, unlike non-alcoholic. Now, I understand what you're saying, Pauline. I mean, some of us do like the buzz, but on the other hand, not everybody. There's a lot of people who can't drink alcohol for medical reasons, and so we have to accommodate everybody. We really do have to accommodate everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, I am now going to ask you, for those of you who are watching, if you would like to now participate in the competition. And the competition is this. Laura has a magnificent T-shirt, which she wore when she saw me yesterday, but she got all dressed up and fancy today, so she's not wearing it. But I promise you, it's a lovely Mingle Mocktail T-shirt, and we're going to give you one. All you'll have to do is, if I tell you who the winner is, you will IM me on this page and give me your size and give me your address. That's all, but you'll instant message me with it. So what I want you to do, ladies and gentlemen, are you listening? Are you all listening? Stop talking to Colin. Colin shouldn't be talked to because he was watching the football. Here's the question, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to win the T-shirt, I need to know today's secret word. I've forgotten it, but I've written it down in front of me, so that's good. The secret word is staring you in your face if you look at some recent posts on... Okay, thank you, Pauline, for listening to me. If you look at some of the recent posts on the Facebook page, you will see the secret word. The first person who can give me... I'm sorry, I'm doing a lot of things here. Forgive me, ladies and gentlemen, for not looking at the screen, but I'm looking at what you're saying on the side of the screen. I'm looking for the very first person who tells me what today's secret word is. That first person wins the prize. So scurry around the page, find the secret word. Hey, we may not be giving out a T-shirt today. Alcohol-free zone? Rabina, you've been drinking again. No, it actually... Two people said it. No, it's staring you in the face. No, that was a post I put up yesterday. Did it say secret word? Colin, don't guess, mate. I put it up there. All right, it says secret word on it. I mean, do you want me to tell you what it is? Oh, let me put it on the screen. I think I can put it on the screen if I click on this. It worked last week. Pauline has won. I can't put it on the screen. Pauline has won. Ladies and gentlemen, let me put on the screen the secret word. And here it is. And there's that tattooed lady with the secret word. Today's secret word was healthy. Healthy. Oh. Pauline, after the show, just instant message me with your size. I'm sorry, I have to know your size. I'll cover my eyes when you tell me your size. And also, I would like you to give me your address. And one other thing I would like you to do. Yes, woohoo indeed. I would like you to have somebody take a wonderful photograph of you in the T-shirt, standing at a very important place close to where you live. You know, maybe you've got a historic building or something. And I'm going to ask Laura right now if you would put it on your website. Would you do that, Laura?
I would love to. It would be my pleasure to do that for Pauline.
And Pauline just said no problem. So it's got to be super, Pauline. I mean, if you want to hug... Now, of course, Laura won't know who we're talking about, but if you want to hug Cliff, if you go to a Cliff concert and you want to hug Cliff and wear the T-shirt, even better, I might find another prize for you. But definitely send us a photograph. I'll get this out to you on Monday. don't worry about the expense. I won't eat for the next week, but I'll get it out to you, I promise you. So just let me say, ladies and germs, to Pauline, congratulations. She found the secret word.
Cheers to you.
There used to be, before you were born, Laura, and before I moved over here, there used to be a show with Groucho Marx. And it used to have some kind of a bird came down with a secret word on it. I want to see what else I haven't asked you, because I have a ton of things that I've bypassed here today. I want to remind everybody that, let me show everybody the glassware. That this is the glassware that Laura recommends. And there's something to be said, Laura, for glassware. For example, I am not one who, as you know, who's into expensive drinks or into expensive, lavish things. But I find that when I drink a single malt whiskey, I hate to swear while you're on the show, but if I drink a single malt whiskey, I like it in a certain type of glass, which I feel adds to the moment, to the occasion. And the same thing with wine glasses, or this particular drink here. I mean, this drink has all the elements of a sparkling wine. And so they don't have to be expensive glasses. They should be as, plain and as inexpensive as possible. But I want to show you the glassware that Laura recommends for each of the drinks. And you've seen me use them, and Laura used them today. So here's the glassware. We start with the sparkling flute. We then go to, so the flute we use for the blackberry. You know what, Laura? You can just talk us through it. You can't see this on the screen, but we have the flute,
Sure.
which is the one you recommended for...
The Blackberry Hibiscus Bellini. And just so people know, if they're going to partake in Mingle, which I hope they will, they all look beautiful in a basic wine glass. But if you want to, be fancy, which I think is fun, as you said, Philip, the Bellini is served in a champagne flute. The Mojito is served in a tall glass. I think it's called a Tom Collins or a Hurricane glass. The Cosmo, of course, is in a martini glass. And the Moscow Mule is in a copper mug, if you have one, or a double old-fashioned.
Yeah. And, I want to do something, because we have a lot more people now than we had. No, I'll do it at the end. When we close out and we say our goodbyes, I am going to play Laura's special video. You spent a lot of money, Laura, on the photographs and the videos and everything that you've produced. You really went to town with a good... Don't tell me your husband did it, please, because it looks like it was done by a very high-level company.
This is all me, but it was important to me to set the stage that this is a premium option, so you can still not drink and have fun and feel classy, and that's what Mingle is all about.
Well, what we're going to do now is I'm just going to give people some final information about you, and as always, I am going to close us out with the video that Laura's produced, which I think is fabulous, and I am actually going to disconnect Laura when we do that, so she can bang about as much as she wants, and you can hear it. And I'm sure, Laura, you and I will have a quick chat later. But congratulations again. Now I'm back in the clothing business. Excuse me, it's not good enough we're giving away something here. Laura, very important question. Is the T-shirt baggy or tight-fitting?
Well, Pauline has a choice. There's a fitted V-neck women's shirt, or there's more of a loosely, like a crew neck men's T-shirt. It depends on whatever she'd like. She could do a men's size basic T-shirt or a women's more fitted T-shirt.
I hope that answers the question. If you've got any more questions, Pauline, include it in the IM. I want to tell everyone that my guest has been Laura Taylor, the founder and chief Mingle officer, it says that on her card, at Mingle Sparkling Mocktails. For more information about the company, you've had the website under Laura's beaming face the entire time. You can get product information. You can buy there. You can get recipes. It's minglemocktails.com. Don't forget what I've already said. If you're coming to the States, if you buy there, it's only going to be shipped to the States. That's all at the moment. But if you are coming to the States and you're going to be staying at a hotel or a friend's, order it there. Tell Laura when you're arriving and whatever else you need to tell her on the website, and she'll make sure that it's mailed to the hotel. If you live in the Philadelphia area, you'll find a number of stores who carry the Laura's products. That's a typo. I'm reading this. You can ask for the Laura's product. No, for the Mingle Mocktail products in the mainline area. Everyone else across the USA, not just worldwide at the moment, can purchase, as I said, online. Laura, it's been an absolute tasty treat having you on Silverstone Live today, and I'm closing out this week's show, as I said, with the introductory video we showed at the beginning. I'm looking forward to much more success for you in your still fledgling company. I'm talking to you, looking at you on the screen. I should be looking at you in the camera. I still haven't gathered that that's where I'm supposed to be looking, but I prefer to look at you than the camera. I hope we covered everything today.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you, Philip, and thank you to your listeners and viewers, and cheers to you on this Friday evening.
Well, cheers to you. I'm in a confined space here, but I'm going to drink this. And ladies and gentlemen, there you are. Ladies and gentlemen, Laura, good night to you. I will see you soon. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. Whether you joined us live or whether you watched the video, it doesn't matter. The fact is you did watch us. Spread the word, and I will see you all, y'all, next week. Laura, I am going to cut you out the screen now. I'm going to full screen with Philip. I'm going to say bye, Laura, and get rid of Laura, not because I want to, but because I want to show you the video. So I will see y'all next week, and here is Laura's introductory video, which I think is brilliant.
Hi, my name is Laura Taylor, and I'm the founder of Mingle Sparkling Mocktails. I lead an active life, both personally and professionally. My days are filled with business meetings, kids' sports activities, and neighborhood gatherings. 2 years ago, I made the decision to give up alcohol, and it was a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. Those events I attend regularly, the sales conferences and cocktail parties, alcohol is just part of the routine. And same in my neighborhood community, whether it's going to a girls' night or a barbecue, cocktails are commonplace, and sometimes saying no was met with questioning looks or comments. Those situations left me feeling a little out of place and not part of the group. It didn't help that my only options were soda or water. And that's what inspired me to create Mingle Mocktails. Mingle is for anyone who gives up drinking for the night, a week, or as a lifestyle choice but still wants to feel special and part of the occasion. It was very important to me that Mingle does 3 things. First, it offers a new choice. Secondly, it's a healthy, low-calorie, high-quality beverage made only with natural and organic ingredients. And third, it's in premium packaging, so you know you're getting something special. So please, try my handcrafted Mingle Mocktails, and I'm sure you'll agree, any time is a time to mingle.